The all-new 22 Civic, now on sale at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
What in the world? That must mean we're sponsored. Are we sponsored?
We are sponsored. Officially official.
Officially official?
Officially official.
Means we got to keep doing these things.
Yeah, I guess so.
You step up the game?
And I guess we want you to buy a car.
From who again?
Yeah, Team Automotive Group.
Make it happen. There you go. Thanks to everybody over there for being a part of 9 News Now, WAFB Plus, as we continue to grow this into whatever it becomes. But whatever it becomes is actually kind of where we're starting you this morning. Hurricane Elsa. I mean, and that happened kind of quick.
6:45 this morning, the National Hurricane Center came out and said, Elsa, Tropical Storm Elsa, has officially formed into a hurricane. And that means Elsa will be the first hurricane of the 2021 season. Hard to believe that here, but, Matt, I will say we've made it to July.
Yeah, here we are.
Which is a blessing. We'll take that, because last year things got started off a little bit early.
You're right.
You know?
Record-breaker every year.
Right.
Absolutely.
We had Tropical Storm Barry. We had all the things that we did not want. So this year, starting a little bit later, but rest assured, our team is keeping their eyes on this because we're still about 4 to 5 days out to see what it's going to do. Right now, it's moving through the Caribbean Sea, and it's trying to figure itself out right now.
Trying.
But she has strength, Elsa,
absolutely.
Yes.
No, look, I do the same thing. I gender these things because we give them those names. And so this is obviously the Hurricane Center within the 9 News app and WAFB.com.
Yeah.
You can get an idea literally right here where she is and the potential path. And Steve will be the first one to tell you, and Jay and the whole crew, don't pay attention right now to this the official track, right? This thing can shift west very simply. We see it all the time. But you can keep up to date with Elsa right there, the 9 News app and WAFB.com. But for a lot of folks, Liz, right now, what they're focused on weather-wise is this.
That's it. You see it right there at the top. Another round of storms today, and we told you that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you are going to expect some rain. So as you can see, really heading into those evening hours, maybe if you have dinner plans outside, or maybe you plan on meeting someone for dinner, just expect for the roads to be wet tonight. And that's another thing here. As we anticipate a lot of 4th of July travel, a lot of people are leaving today. They're hitting the road. So a lot of those drives will probably be wet, Matt.
You're right. It is. It is. Just pack the patience as you head out there.
Please.
If you go over to WAP.com, weather is literally the top story right there, as it should be, focusing in on a lot of Elsa, but when you dig a bit deeper in there, weather right up top, the Friday forecast, the Saturday, the Sunday forecast, not an all-day washout, not an all-weekend washout like Steve was talking about, like you were talking about.
Just rounds of storms.
Yes, and so the best way to kind of stay on top of that, First Alert Weather app, there, right
we
there.
let you know right when it's coming in your neighborhood, when lightning is coming. It really is great. It's free, too. That's the best thing about it.
It really is kind of cool. Talking about this big weekend to come, the impact the weather may have on 4th of July events and holidays, so much going on.
Yeah, so some things are being canceled. Some things, like the event in Plaquemine, their 4th of July is being moved to a covered arena. So we're keeping track of it as much as we can. So we're updating this story as we find out about events that are being canceled, that are being postponed, or just moved to a covered area. And one of those events that Callie talked about today is the Patriots and Pirates event over at the USS Kidd.
They always do such a good job. And obviously, when you go down to the Kidd, the museum, the ship itself, walking through a bit of history. The museum is fantastic. If you've never been down there, I actually took the kids. Actually, my wife and I did. Just this year alone, we've been there a number of times. But this year, we were back again earlier. And stepping through that history, getting to feel it, wear it a little bit, almost quite literally. If you're actually out right now, you'd be wearing the weather. But to step onto that ship and know its history. And what a great story, or interesting story about why that pirate flag is being flown. We got to hear a bit of that today.
That's it. If you want to go back and listen to that story, or just take the tour for yourself, tickets are $50. That includes the big show, entrance to the museum, drinks, everything galore. And that money is going to go right back to the USS Kidd, which is great. But Callie actually interviewed the executive director there this morning, Miss Roseanne, and she kind of walks you through how it's named. Obviously, USS Kidd is named after Mr. Isaac Kidd.
Right,
So
absolutely.
there's a whole story behind that too, which you can watch in Cali's story on the 9 News app.
It really is.
Yeah.
So that's just one of the events. We talked about stuff going on in the Sanctuary Parish. Just off, obviously, we were just in New Roads the other day. Prettiest city on the water out there, False River, New Roads.
Yes.
All the events they have planned. So yeah, there's still a lot going on. We're kind of dodge a little bit of the drops, some storms to come. But that's why we're going to keep this as updated as possible as we can, so you know where those events are in your area, and if they've been shifted or shuffled around, that kind of thing. We're going to keep you updated right there. Just, you know, a lot going on. See if you can't find your way too. Yeah.
Yes, a lot going on.
Speaking of the world of sports, we love to talk about, more often than not, 99% of the time we're talking about sports. We get to talk about, it's a big smile, it's accomplishments, and that kind of thing. That's typically what happens when sports makes a headline. This is kind of a sad headline for a lot of folks who follow LSU, who follow the Olympics, who just simply follow incredible athletes.
Yeah, Shakira Richardson making headlines a couple weeks ago when she qualified for the 100-meter dash. This is the iconic image that you remembered. You remembered hugging her grandma right after she finished that race. So just this iconic tribute to her time at LSU, her time as an athlete representing Team USA. And yesterday, late breaking last night, a story comes out saying that she has tested positive for taking marijuana prior to that race there. So
a lot of emotion behind this, not just from Shakira, a lot of emotion behind this from fans, from armchair quarterbacks, so to speak, a lot of emotion, a lot of reaction to this. I thought the most poignant, the most purposeful, the most important, though, coming from Shakira herself this morning, talking with folks on the Today Show, acknowledging what happened, taking all responsibility for it. She has now, USADA, the United States Anti-Doping Agency, saying that she has now accepted a 1-month ban from the sport, which means she will not be able to compete in the Olympics in the 100-meter that she won at the qualifying, U.S. qualifying. Outside shot, she might be able to run in the 4x100. That's all about timing. But the response from her, I thought, was important. Taking responsibility. This is what happened, going through a lot. And then everybody else starts to debate, you know, is this the way it should be because it's marijuana, it's not steroids. And so that's where the debate can get sideways for a lot of folks.
It's important to know the context behind this too. So she, before that race there, about a week before, she was talking with a reporter and she found out that her mother had died from having that conversation with
biological mother,
yes, biological mother, found out from that reporter. She doesn't blame that reporter because they were having a conversation, but obviously that is anxiety inducing. That is big news to take in an interview before a major race to qualify to represent the U.S. in the Olympics. So she was saying then, Savannah Guthrie on the Today Show was explaining that, you know, at the time she had found that out, she had taken marijuana. She was coping through all of these things. She was in a state that it is legal in Oregon, but considering the sport that she participates in, considering the Olympic event that she participates in, rules are rules at the end of the day, and she is very well aware of that.
Yeah, she readily admits that, readily acknowledges that, and that's where that side of the argument is. Look, say what you want about marijuana, medical or recreational, legal, the fight for this or that. Unfortunately for her, in this instance, none of that matters because of the illegality of cannabis for this sport. And so, again, full responsibility from Shakira. What happens going forward, but not running in the event that she won the U.S. Olympic trials.
It gives you chills in a bad way to talk about that.
You look at that smile. You look at this human being. You look at the energy she has. And you kind of get the feeling that this is going to be something that energizes her going forward as she copes with everything and moves beyond and through it. And I think you'd be hard pressed to find anybody not cheering for this young woman right now and waiting to see what she does going forward.
A lot of development still to come out of this story as to what happens next, even for this current Olympic trial. So we'll keep you posted as we find out more about where she goes next, what happens next.
Exactly. A lot going on. But again, this just happening over the last 12 hours.
Yeah.
So exactly as this began to pop. All right, so all that going on. Again, I think the forecast, the 4th of July, obviously going to be the headline for you.
Yes.
But you can find everything, all that, right here on WAFB Plus as well.
If you still want to map out your weekend, you're still like, well, I know you've told me about all these things, but I don't want to do anything, let's say 4th of July related. Well, Kylie Maris is going to come on at 3 o'clock today here on WAFB Plus to kind of round out what other things you can do here.
There's probably a few things going on. South Louisiana has no shortage of, things.
Food, fun, festivities.
Man, look at you.
Yeah.
It's like a bumper sticker.
Yeah, triple F.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that
Triple
like
F.
Is that like a wrestler?
It should
It's triple
be.
X. Is it triple X?
Maybe.
The wrestler?
That sounds right.
You may get a phone call from Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. You
Oh.
are now the spokesperson for tourism in Louisiana.
Wow.
It's good knowing you.
Yeah, I know.
You're about to take a bigger
I was
job.
about to say, wow, that is a promotion.
Liz Cohen, the triple F.
Wow. On the tour.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, at the
Okay.
Raising Cane's River Center. Ooh, I don't know if that's a show you want to see.
Hey now.
Well.
So all that on the WAFB Plus, which as far as 9 News Now goes, looky.
We are sponsored. If you missed in the beginning of the show, thank you to the Team Automotive Group.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, if you are more keen on listening, you can listen to an Alexa briefing every morning and afternoon, also sponsored by Team Automotive Group. Yeah. Matt kind of rounds out the morning headlines for what you need to know before you head out. The weather, sports, news headlines, really a top quick 5 minutes of what you need to know.
Yeah, and more often than not, it's even shorter than that, so you can do it. You know what it is? You know what it is? You know how we teach our kids? Hello, I got 3 kids. You know what we teach our kids, and the dentist says 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Alexa is a toothbrush nugget of information.
That.
It's a teeth brushing. That's right, teeth brushing. Because I got more than just one tooth.
Good.
So there you go. Start the Alexa briefing, brush your teeth, and by the time we're done, you can spit and rinse.
You're informed and your teeth are clean.
Spit and rinse.
Oh.
Spit and rinse news
More
nugget.
news nugget.
That's just awful.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on the spiel.
Yeah, sorry about all that.
That's why we're not in sales,
No,
clearly.
God, or marketing.
That is not our strong
tune
suit.
in for the spit, rinse, and repeat
news
newscast.
nugget.
News nugget. All right, so hopefully your 4th of July holiday goes off without a hitch.
Yes.
Everybody's safe. We want you back here in one piece after the holiday.
That's it.
Please enjoy it. Just be safe.
Yes. Have a great weekend. Take
Hold on.
care.
Watch. You want to hear some more sponsors?
Oh.
Wait. We are. Oh, we're sponsored.
The all-new 22 Civic, now on sale at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Go where summer leads you in an award-winning Mazda CUV. Find yours during Mazda's season of discovery.
Call, click, or come by and discover your new Mazda today at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer. Team Mazda on Airline.